Hi, Don Kettles here for our 6th in a series of our 20-year journey with Gunzilla and Superzilla. We got the product done, we're ready to put it in bottles and package it. And we hired one of the biggest companies in Michigan to package our product, and they said they would make sure that every bottle was perfect as far as the labeling, the caps, the seals, everything. So the first group that they packaged, they immediately took and put on a pallet and shipped to Las Vegas to our first show. So I'm home getting ready for our first show, and I'm walking out the door, and my wife says to me, "Don, do you know what you're doing?" And I said, "Well, what do you mean?" She says, "My whole life I've only known you to be around airplanes, flying airplanes, selling airplanes, making airplanes. How can you go sell a gun cleaner?" I said, "I grew up on a farm. I used to shoot guns all the time." My wife said, "I have never known you to shoot a gun. How can you shoot a gun cleaner?" I said, "Because the gun cleaner sells itself. It took a lot of talent to sell airplanes. This gun cleaner will sell itself. All people got to do is try it once, and they're going to be believers in the product." So anyway, I walked out the door and went to Las Vegas to our first show. When I get there, the pallet of Gunzilla, every box was covered with Gunzilla. The whole pallet was solid Gunzilla, where every bottle had leaked. So what we had to do is we took and we put every bottle in a plastic bag, and we gave it away as samples. When I came back to the show, I asked the people who packaged the bottles to look at what they still had over there. There's like 18,000 bottles still in their stock. I said, "Tell me how many of those bottles are actually sellable." They said 84% of these bottles should never be sold by their own estimation. So I said, "So what do we do?" They said, "Well, what we do with General Motors is they send us more liquid and we repackage it and don't charge you for the new packaging." I said, "But my liquid is worth more than the bottling, the labels, and the caps." And they said, "Well, that's how we do it with General Motors." And I said, "Well, that's why General Motors filed bankruptcy." I said, "I'm not in that position." So what we had to do is we had to take all the bottles in, and we had to take the tops off, clean every bottle off, put new labels on them, put a new seal on them, and seal it up. And my mother did a lot of that repackaging. So that's the first bottles that we made, and that's the ones that first got shipped. So anyway, that's what it's like to be in a small business, and those are the kind of problems you have when you start out. So we experience some of the most common problems when you start out trying to sell a new product. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to giving you another update of our 20-year journey.